it's me, Shoshana Chaim, and I am here today getting ready for Cinco de Mayo, getting ready to make some lentil tacos here with you. For those of you who don't know me, I don't know why you're here, but nice to meet you. My name is Shoshana Chaim. I am half of Plant Trainers. I, along with my husband Adam, we are the co-hosts of the Plant Trainers podcast. We are helping to improve your quality of plant-based life through nutrition and fitness. And basically what we do here is we go live, or I go live every Wednesday, and I let you in on some kind of tips, some kind of lessons, some kind of education. Last week we were in the garden. The week before that, I don't remember what we did. What did we do? I don't know what we did. Next week, we're going to be talking about mothers, vegan moms, plant-based moms, and what it is that we need to do and to take care of ourselves, to take care of our children, and to live this lifestyle that we're living because, of course, it's Mother's Day coming up. I am just going to look here on my iPad for a second because you're a little bit far away from me today. So here I am. I'm just going to turn off my volume on the iPad. Thank you for joining me. And I'm going to, there we go. Okay, so now, hopefully, my thought is that if comments come up, I'm able to see. So right now it's telling me Heather's here. Hey, Heather! Jessica's here. And that there are a few other people watching with me. So this is a new angle for me. Normally I'm by myself, but I have an awesome camera person with me today. Yay! All right, so vegan tacos. Tacos is something that has, it has its own history, but basically it is part of North American culture now. Everybody loves a good taco. Cinco de Mayo is coming up. So of course we get into those types of foods, yummy, delicious, spicy, guacamole, all this kind of stuff. But we don't, of course, want to add the meat. We don't want to add the meat. We don't want to have that in our lifestyle. We don't want to add to the diminishing population of animals because we're cutting down rainforests to grow meat for us. We don't want to add to suffering happening in the world. And of course, we don't want to be putting those foods into our bodies because they have been known to create cancer growth, to create all kinds of diseases in our bodies, and really be a very significant contributor to obesity. So let's go and let's make lentil tacos. Now, if you're somehow made it here and you're completely not plant-based, completely not vegan, completely not on board, let me just challenge you and say, or maybe you're going to share this. In fact, if you're watching right now, please, if you'd love to, I'd love for you to press share this out with your communities now or after when it's done. You could press the follow button below so you always get notifications when I go live. And if there's someone who you think needs to see this, definitely tag them and interact with me. Oh, there we go. Interact with me because I will be giving out a surprise at the end of the Facebook Live. So, it's not Tuesday, right, Jessica, it's not Tuesday, but it's Taco Day all the time. I happen to go live on Wednesdays, and I didn't want to give up a Taco Tuesday, but this is really in preparation for Saturday, Cinco de Mayo, or Saturday at least here in North America. All right, Heather, how you doing? Hey. So what I'm going to challenge you, going back to what I was saying, is if you're not plant-based yet, or if you don't know how to make the leap, or if somebody shared this video with you because they think that you could benefit from it, maybe, just maybe, think about the ground beef or the ground turkey or whatever it is that you put into the pan, and I want you to start thinking about possibly cutting that in half and replacing it with some lentils. Is it doable? I think so. Will you love it? I don't know. Will you love it the first time? Maybe not. Will you love it the second time? Probably. But at least just try it. Try it out and see how that goes. All right. So what we're going to do now is we are going to start to make our tacos. Now, I'm not a recipe person, although I'm going to open up this can of lentils now. And I'm going to put my hair back too. And I'm putting my hair back, putting my hair back, putting my hair back. All right. Although I am not a recipe person, I do actually create recipes. I have recipe books. I write recipes for other people. But in terms of following recipes at home, it's really not what I love doing. I kind of just love making it happen. And I'm not one of those people who make the most creative, amazing things on a whim. For me, not using a recipe means I could be quick, I could be fast, and I could be efficient, which I think is what a lot of us moms need. All right, I'm gonna walk over to the sink now with this can of lentils, and I'm going to get them out. So here's the thing, I've never really used a lot of canned lentils before, but they seem to be very stuck in there. There they go. Okay, it's like a little bit like baked beans. Good thing for me that I washed the sink earlier today, so I'm gonna leave that down in there. And I'm just gonna use a knife to help get those lentils out. Add some water, cold water, cold water. No need to heat them up yet. No need to get all that gunk that sits in the hot water tank out onto my food. No, thank you. All right, so here we go. Here are the lentils, and I'm just going to rinse them as well as I can. There's lots of aquafaba in there, which some of you might have used in baking or cooking before to make vegan meringues or anything like that. That's fancy pan stuff, really fancy pan stuff. All right. So why do I love lentils? I love lentils because they are a good source of energy for me. They're got good carbohydrates. They've got some good protein in there, help repair my tissues. They've got lots of fiber, and this is any sugars that are going to come out with this are going to be slow releasing. It's going to help stabilize the blood sugar, and it's going to give me energy for a long time. So lentils are super de-duper in my book. All right, ready? Going back over. Okay, so I'm just gonna let this sit. And now what I'm going to do, let me see, any comments? Let me just know that you guys, let me know you're still here. Give me some hearts, give me some highs, give me some thumbs up so that I know that you guys are all watching. I'm gonna just start by cutting a little bit of garlic. There we go. This is some massive garlic, people. Our friends have a garden, and Aubrey brought some garlic for Adam, brought it to him at work. I guess they have it from the garden from last year. It stays really well, and it's awesome. So here you might see that I have this bowl. Can you see this bowl? All right, so what I use this bowl for is I just use it for all the garbage that I collect as I go, because if I were to continue to open up the green bin every time and throw all of the compostables in there, it would really slow down my cooking time. So as garlic starts to age, it starts to get a nice green little shoot through the middle, and probably my vocabulary is not good on that, but for me it doesn't matter. It just matters that you know to take it out. So I'm taking it out because that's what leaves you with a little bit of a bitter taste, a bitterness there. I'm not going to use too much garlic today. Trusty garlic press. I've written a few blogs about my favorite kitchen gadgets, and you're going to see some of them today. One of them is most definitely the garlic press, most definitely. My first favorite one, well, besides the Vitamix, okay, my first favorite one's the Vitamix. My next favorite one is the lemon juicer, which you're going to get to see soon. I'm excited for you. Totally excited, totally excited. And the other thing that I want you to get out of this is that it's not going to take forever, ever, ever to make these tacos today. It's really not. So if you're somebody who's like, oh, I don't have time to cook, if you kind of have an idea of what you're going to do in advance, then it's going to be okay. All right, I'm only going to use half an onion because these onions are huge, and I'm not making a huge amount of food today. So here I have my onion. I'm going to slice it up with my fancy slicing tricks. I might fool you, but I'm not a trained chef, people. There we go. And there we go, diced in like, what do you say, that 25 seconds flat? I don't know, something like that. Totally, totally dicing it up. There you go. All right, I'm gonna turn on the heat here. Hoping this pan is big enough. I'm gonna put it on a medium heat. So I'm going to start to get it all heated up. And for those of you watching, if you feel like commenting at any point and letting me know if you like these food demo kind of Facebook Lives, or if you prefer more of the information ones. Let me know what you like, because this is for you. This is for you, and it's what I hope that it's giving you something to give to people who you want to see making a difference in their life, whether it's their overall quality of life or their nutrition or what have you. So get me some information on what you want to see, what you want to learn from, and also what you're comfortable sharing out, because I will get on that and I will do that for you. Okay, I have some taco seasoning here, so I'm going to use about, I'm not even measuring, but this is a teaspoon for like the table, for your tea, not a teaspoon for measuring. So I just took 2 of those heaping spoonfuls. My eyes are starting to tear, people. All right, so I took that, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some water to it, because I have a habit of burning spices if I don't watch them well enough, and I would prefer to have a hack that helps me not burn them than to have to pay so much more attention. So this is what we're doing here. We're making a little bit of like a taco liquid. Sounds divine. A taco liquid. So my pan is getting hot. We're gonna throw in 1 onion. If we hear a sound, we know it's ready. I hear nothing but the rice cooker. The rice cooker's on right in front of you. My kids love rice with their tacos, their burritos, you name it. If there's no rice, it's not a meal for them when it comes to Mexican food. So I do have the rice cooker on, that's right in front of you. Okay, this is not quite ready yet. There we go, I can hear it now. So I'm gonna put in the onion first. And if you put in the garlic too early, a few things might happen. A, it might burn because it's a little bit more sensitive than the onion. But B, the more cooked the garlic is, the less flavor it has. So I want to leave my garlic a little bit longer. Wooden spoon. I hope this is not familiar to any of you guys. Oh my God, if it is, I'm sorry. Oh my God, oh my God. Now you hear stories from, I mean, nobody that I know who's watching is really old enough, but you hear stories about the wooden spoon. Okay, so we're gonna start to fry up those onions. If you wanted to, you could cut them much smaller. If you have children who have like texture issues, or husbands or wives who are just like onions, blah, you can definitely cut them up a lot smaller than I did. This works well for us, and really the effort that I'm putting into this meal is awesomely dawsome, and I don't want to have to go that much above and beyond. I want to go above and beyond for you. I don't want to spend my whole evening in the kitchen all the time, every day. So I'm going to let these onions start to cook up. While I do that, I'm going to step over, because I'm a time saver, I'm going to step over and I'm going to start on the mango salsa. Cross your fingers, because I want to make sure that this mango's good. I've been having some problems lately with the organic mangoes that I've been buying. When I open them up, they've been coming out a little bit brown. Check it. Awesome. Okay, Heather, Tim doesn't like the wooden spoon. I don't need to know that kind of information. All right. So, the mango, yeah, as I was saying, oh, is it hot in here? Is it the oven? I've been opening them up sometimes, and they've been pretty brown inside, but I am very lucky today for you guys. All right. The steak knife is my favorite knife. I try not to use it because I'm trying to be all cool using the other knife, but really, steak knife is the best for me. This is how I do my mangoes. I cut one side open like I did, and then I divide it into 3, and then I kind of get the lip right there, and then I cut off that skin, and it kind of usually just slides. There we go. Just slides, right? One more time. It just slides, and sometimes I get stuck with a little bit extra, and when I do, that's for me for later. All right, flip it over, check if you missed something. Boom, there you go. Mango, amazing, full of vitamin C, which is going to help with the absorption of the iron that's going to come from all of these beautiful, colorful foods that we have coming up today. All right, I'm going to start to chop this up nice and small. You can make it as small or as chunky as you want. If I were doing this for like, I don't know, some kind of nachos or some kind of burrito, I would probably do it a little bit chunkier. But because the tacos can only really hold so much, I'm gonna try to do it a little bit smaller. All right, now don't forget about your onions. Give them a mix over here. If it starts to get too dry in the bottom of your pan, because we are not using oil, as you may have noticed, then you could add a little bit of water in there. Okay, I'm gonna add my garlic. Add my garlic in there. And then I'm going to add the lentils. It's gonna cook for a while, so I don't have to worry about that garlic or those onions not getting cooked. All right, start to mix that around. And did you notice my little egg guy? Notice he's still intact. He's doing an awesome job being my helper. He's not my food. He's not my food. All right, so I'm gonna use some diced tomatoes just to kind of, I had them. The can was already open. I hadn't used the whole can for another recipe that I made. So I'm just gonna use some of those tomatoes instead of cutting up a fresh one. Nice organic tomatoes. And I'm gonna mix that around a little bit more. La 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 la, mixing, mixing, mixing. Okay, pick up this camera guy. Okay, now I'm gonna put in the taco seasoning. There we go. Why not use it all? I paid for it, right? Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that everything gets coated in here. Chunk of garlic. So I want to know from you, what is your most favorite, most elaborate, most exciting topping that you have ever had on a taco? That's what I want to know from you. Okay, gonna let that sit. Gonna wait for your comments to come in, and I'm gonna come back to this mango salsa. Heather, maybe you should have tacos tonight. Should have eaten before I watched this. Are you drooling, Jessica? Oh my God. Jessie, thanks so much for joining us. Oh, I miss you. I haven't spoken to you in so long. Oh no, hope your kids are doing good. All right, so I'm gonna put this mango into the bowl, and I'm just using any bowl for now. In fact, it's not just any bowl, it's my Denby bowl from my Denby dishes. And the reason I mention that is really funny, because when I posted something on Instagram at Plant Trainers the other day, somebody had noticed that my dishes were Denby dishes, and she's like, it's on Denby dishes. I love Denby dishes. And I thought that that was so funny, because normally when you look at food posts, let's face it, you're looking at the food, right? But she was looking at, oh yeah, I'm just gonna stick that right in there, because that's what it's for garbage. She was looking at the plate, and she noticed that they were Denby dishes, and these Denby dishes were bought 2 days before Russell was born. Our oldest son, Russell, was 5 weeks early. We had gone on a Sunday to the Bay, which is like the big department store, kind of like a Bloomingdale's or a Macy's kind of thing, here in Canada. And we bought new dishes, we bought a car seat, just to be prepared, but we had nothing else. And then boom, 2 days later, this kid came out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere. For sure not out of nowhere. We knew he was coming, but you know what I'm saying. All right, cashew cheese. Yes, cashew cheese makes an excellent topping. Cashew ranch can be good too on top of a taco. You could do like a ranch taco. You could do a Caesar taco, and you could do like a cashew Caesar dressing also. All good stuff, all good stuff. And depending on what your health goals are and where you are right now, you know, cashew cheese might be something that's awesome to have once, maybe twice a week. Or if your goals are a little bit tighter or restrict you from eating that right now, or your health restricts you from eating that right now, then you might have to find a different topping. And most of our toppings today, actually, most of what we're having today is pretty cool. There might be a little bit of salt in that seasoning. And the tacos, it's funny because Sonia, and by the way, talking about Sonia, if there's somebody who you think, again, would want to be here, watching, listening, winning a prize at the end for their interaction, then definitely tag them in the post, all right? So I'm just going to pop over here and mix this again so that it doesn't stick to the bottom. I'm going to lower the heat also, and then I'm just going to let that simmer down a little bit. Let the onion and garlic and seasonings and everything mix in there together. So like I was saying, if there's somebody who you think should be watching, then I definitely want you to tag them right now and make sure that you follow here so that you are always notified when we go live. So then I get the sides. Did you see how I did that? I used to do a lot of videos on how to cut fruit. And somebody's like, it's amazing that like some people don't know these things. But I mean, I didn't really know how to cut these things a while ago. And, you know, well, I guess like 15 years ago. But if I never ate them, I'd never have the reason, or if I never made it myself at home, I'd never have a reason to figure it out. And sometimes it is a little bit difficult to figure out what's the best way to do it without hurting yourself. What's the best way to do it and not waste half the food that you're buying and throw it out along with the skin? How do you make sure that it's ripe enough, right? Those are some of the things that you might want to think about. So I like sharing that. And again, like I said, not being a trained chef, other than self-trained, pretty self-trained, lots of training there. What was I saying? Not being a trained chef, I might not always show the correct way of doing it, but I show, there's the rice, show what works best for me. All right, so here we go. A very unconventional way of cutting some red or purple onion right now. And just slicing that really thin because I just wanted to add some amazing flavor here into my mango salsa. Lentils still looking good. They're simmering and I'm smelling them. Definitely smelling them. All right. We're having Family Mexican Fiesta Saturday. Yes, Saturday, because it's Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, make these lentil tacos. And when you make your lentil tacos, I want to see them. And the best way to make sure that I see them is to tag me in the post. So whether it's here on Facebook or at Plant Trainers on Instagram, tag us, tag Adam and I so that we can see it for sure. All right, this lime, I'm kind of just loosening it up by rubbing it on the counter. See all these tricks that you're getting here? And this is my favorite by far, my favorite little machine for the kitchen. Does not require batteries, does not require an outlet. Usually it is for lemon, but I use it for lime too. And I'm just squeezing out that lime. You could use it for oranges too, make fresh orange juice or fresh grapefruit juice if that's something that you need for a recipe or something that you drink from time to time. And I'm just gonna put the juice of one lime in there. And then I have some cilantro. So I already pre-washed this cilantro. And if you watched my video last week on In the Garden, I talked about some of the health benefits of cilantro. And if you are on our mailing list, it means that you have an email or you got an email yesterday from us that has the replay of that video. So if you missed me there in the garden, then you can definitely catch that video, learn more about some of these amazing herbs and some tips that help You save space if you don't have an amazing garden, room for amazing garden, if you live in an apartment building, if your backyard's filled with kids' toys, if you're just not ready to commit to putting your seeds in the ground, then you could put your seeds in a planter box and learn more about that on last week's live. Okay, doing a taco cooking demo in a couple of weeks. Yum. Where are you? I want to join you. I want to join you. All right, so I have my spoon and I'm just gonna mix that around. Mix that around. Get the lime juice going all over. And that's it, like easy peasy. If you are a salt-free home, you could end there. If you are not a salt-free home and you wanna add a little bit of salt, because salt is the difference between getting people to eat it and not getting people to eat it, then you definitely wanna get people to eat it. You could use some pink Himalayan salt. You could use some Herbamare kind of salt. I'm gonna leave the salt out for now, but I just brought it here to show you. Okay, so now that I've mixed this around, I'm gonna put it in a nicer bowl so that I could take a nice picture after. Because once I'm doing all of this, I may as well put it on my Instagram eventually. If not today, then another day. So here we go. Oh, beautiful. Awesome. Beautiful. In the sink. Check it. Who's drooling now? All right. So I'm gonna put this here because this is where the assembling is gonna happen after. All right, so I'm all done with this stuff over here. I'm gonna need this for scraps after. Adam says I'm a messy chef. How am I doing today? Let me know how I'm doing. Am I being really messy or am I pretty good? I think I'm actually doing pretty good. All right, I'm done with this. I'm done with this, except I want to save this for after. So I'll put that in there. I'm gonna recycle that, not recycle it, but put it away for another time. And I'm gonna clean up a little bit around here. Make some loud noise so that is more beautiful looking for all of you. All right. Mango salsa, you got that, Joan. Thanks for joining me, Joan and Jeanette. Thank you so much. Happy that you're here. All right, here we go. I'm gonna turn off the heat on the lentils now. Shall I taste it? I'm scared to taste it. We used to say, give a buzz. Ah! Flying lentils. Okay, ready? That's good. That's really, really good. Always know what's in your, ooh, that's got some heat. Always know what's in your seasoning first. If it already has salt, you don't want to be adding any extra salt. All right, so now I'm gonna move on to some of the toppings. That's sitting there. I've got my salsa, I've got my lentils, I've got my rice. I'm gonna check on the rice. Hello, rice cooker. How are you? My rice cooker makes a mess everywhere. I should have got the ones where the lid covers completely. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so I'm gonna turn it off. Sorry that I'm in your way here. I'm gonna unplug it, and I'm actually gonna take it off the heater. And put that to the side for now. All right, I'm gonna turn on the oven because I learned something today. I'm not much, although I love tacos, I don't make tacos, like the actual tacos from a box very often, and I've never actually taken the time to read the box. Plus, I bought different ones today. So I told you, Sonia said, are you gonna make your own homemade corn tortillas? She said that on the Plant Trainers Facebook page, where some of you might be right now. And I was like, no, I'm not. But I bought the ones that had the square bottoms today because I wanted them to be able to stand up nicely for you guys to see them. So, I'm gonna head down here, get a cookie tray, and I'm gonna put 3 tacos in. And I'm going out tonight because I have an event. So, I'm gonna have dinner. All right, the oven's on 350, and I'm going to put that in for about 6 minutes. The best part about having a microwave, and say what you will about microwaves, is that they have a vent fan on them and they have a timer. Those are the two best things about the microwave. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to cut up some of the toppings. All right, these are all washed in advance. I'm going to cut the jalapeno last. Can anybody tell me why I should cut the jalapeno last? That's a bonus question for today. Seeing who's gonna win the prize is based on, did you share this video out? Did you call somebody's name to join us? Have you been talking to me? Who's going to win? I don't know, but what I do know is that I want to know why I'm saving the jalapeno for last. Bonus points if you could figure that out. All right, so if you were doing like a bigger kind of taco, you could definitely leave these tomatoes how they are. I'm gonna cut them into little squares like you saw on the beautiful picture that I put out to let you guys know that this is what I'm doing today. And if any of you know me well as Jessica, then you know that in the past I've been on and off with my consistency of coming on Facebook, but I decided to make more of a commitment to you because I love you guys. I love all of you listeners for the Plant Trainers podcast. I love all of you in Healthy Plant-Based Families who interact. I love all of the Plant Trainers, plentiful people who look at our beautiful blogs, read our recipes, and interact with us on a regular basis. So I do love you so much. So I decided to be a lot more consistent. And if I put it out there for you, then I have to show up for it, and I want to show up for you. All right, Joan, the oil from the jalapeno is a killer. I found out the hard way, rubbed my eyes a couple of hours, see more. I'd love to see more. Yeah, if you don't wash your hands after that jalapeno, you are in trouble. So yes, I am cutting the jalapeno last because if my kids don't like jalapeno and your kids don't like jalapeno and I go and cut the jalapeno first, get that spicy oils all over my hands and then go touch all of these other vegetables, then it's just gonna make the whole thing spicy. And truth being, the lentils are pretty spicy to begin with. All right, there we go. Okay, so I got these beautiful tomatoes. People, use your hands. Wash your hands, but use your hands in the kitchen. Like, you want to feel the earth, you want to feel the different textures. Become one with your food. It's so cheesy, but it's so true. It's so true. You feel like a real, Jewish people would say you feel like a balabusta. You feel like a real person making food with love for you and your family who's able and capable. And that's kind of, what you want to do. I'm going to make some lime slices here. Okay. Lime slices, because it's going to look good. Why not make it look good? Ooh, I could smell that. I rubbed it on the counter earlier as I was preparing when I washed it, and then I rubbed the other one again because that one was actually meant for juicing, but those oils and the citrus smell is getting up there. Awesome. All right, put some green here. Can you see that? I think you can. I have a delay, so what I see on my, can you see that? Can you see that? What I can see is different, is what I guess what you can see on my iPad, but it's not in real time. I think there's a delay on it. Okay, garbage, recycling. Okay, not ready for the jalapeno yet. I have a little bit of data, so I don't necessarily promote using all of these processed cheeses, all of these fake cheeses. However, it was in the picture that I used to put out there, so I wanted to be true to that. But also, sometimes to get your kids to eat the lentils, if you need to put on like 4 pieces, 4 little shreds, like, let's weigh the outcome. Train them to eat the lentils, and then train them to eat the lentils without those cheeses. So depending on where you are in your journey, in your family, in your lifestyle, with your picky eaters in your house, whether they be any age, then you definitely want to consider using or not using that. I'm not telling you to use it. It is the first thing that I would leave out of this whole recipe. The second might be the jalapeno for me. Okay, so I have some green onions here. Green onions, they're like little hairy hats for the top of your head. All right, green onions are amazing. They've got a lot of punch, a lot of nutrients considering how small and dainty they are. I mean, nobody's gonna go and eat a full cup of green onions, or maybe, I don't know. Heather, would Tim? I don't think Adam would. Nobody's gonna just go and eat like a full cup of green onions, but green onions make a great addition to salads, to sandwiches, on top of soups, on top of a lot of different kinds of stews. You know, you might not want to cook them. You might want to leave them fresh on top for a little bit of extra crunchiness. And so, like I was saying, they've got some vitamin K, and there's all kinds of memes. Oh, there we go. Tacos are ready. There's all kinds of memes out there, although the oven wasn't preheated, but it should still give it a little bit more of that crunchiness and less of that chewiness or stale taste. All right. So what I was saying is there's these memes out there, and they say what the vegetable or fruit is. If it looks like a body part, it's usually good for that body part. So what body part do I have here? Green onions are known to be good for your eyes because it's got some really great properties in there. You've just got to eat enough of it to really make a difference. But not just is it good for your eyes, but it's got so, like, not just vitamin A or what have you, but it's got so many great nutrients in there, but just not a ton because there's not a lot to this vegetable. So there we go. There we go. So adding it on as often as you can is great. You could cut it lengthwise and put it into sandwiches or wraps. You could grill them. You could bake them. A lot of different things that you can do with green onions that you might not think about. All right, I'm gonna cut some cilantro here too. If you are not a cilantro person, that's a-okay. Go with parsley. Train yourself to eat more parsley. If you wanna know more, then check out the live that I did last week. You could either search it on YouTube, Plant Trainers in the Garden on YouTube, or you can check it out on this page down below. Although we did have a little bleep where I was outside and I didn't have Wi-Fi anymore, so it cut out and I had to do it in 2 parts. But the second part is where you're gonna get most of the information. All right, got some cilantro there. Still scared of that jalapeno. Okay, avocado. So there's been some good, cilantro is good for removing toxins from your body, absolutely, and delicious, and totally delicious. Got some vitamin C in there too. And like I was saying last week, is that yes, it takes some vitamin C to absorb more iron, but you'll start to find that a lot of the green leafies that have iron in them have vitamin C too. So it's like a built-in system for actually absorbing. All right, a great way to cut avocado is this. You cut the avocado around, give it a little twist, and open it. Then cut it in a quarter. And I want you to start to train yourself and the rest of the family that food is not yucky. I want you to roll back over here, and as you can see, it's a little bit brown, right? Like it's a little bit brown, might look a little bit dirty to like a child or a spouse who's kind of picky like that. But the truth is there's a far more nutrients in this outside part that's really, really close to the skin. So sometimes when we go in there with the spoon, we're leaving that behind. So you want to get the best bang for your buck in terms of nutrients and your buck. So that's what you want to do. It's also been said that some research is saying that avocados help boost the nutrients in the other vegetables that it's being eaten with. So eating avocado on its own, for some people, sometimes that might be great, but adding it to other vegetables like soups, salads, wraps, sandwiches, all kinds of things is really good too, and you really don't need a lot of it. So you don't need to get, if that's not something that you need for your body right now, not that much, You really don't need that much avocado to get that nutrients. However, avocado is quite tasty. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that for now. So, check that out. That's a picture in itself. That's a picture in itself. All right, you take a picture of that? All right, so last I have the jalapeno. I should have gotten some gloves. All right, I'm gonna cut it open and I'm just gonna say, wish me the best. I'm gonna wash my hands when I'm done here. All of the heat, well not all, but most of the heat is in the seeds. I'm gonna cut away these seeds here. Here we go. Hello, seeds. Okay. Well, my eyes were tearing from the onion before. Okay, give me a minute. My eyes were tearing from the onion before. I could have left the seeds in, but I'm not going to leave them in on most of them. I'm going to leave them in on the bottom here. All right, so there we go. I'm going to keep that separate from the other vegetables. All right, good. A little bit of cilantro for the top. And throw that away. All right, so we've got our mango. We've got our vegetable plate. We've got our jalapeno, our rice, our tacos, our other toppings, and now we're ready to start making some tacos. Okay. All right, so I want to know what you would want as your combination here today. What would you like as your combination today? I want you to tell me that in the post. All right, mixing this back up. Check it out. Can you smell it? All right, so this is how we do it in our house. Right, wrong, I don't know, but this is the Chame way. Team Chame. It's funny, when we were in Florida this Christmas, we had this Team Chame thing going on, and every time we said Team Chame, we had to get down and do like 5 push-ups, 5 sit-ups, jumping jacks, all different kinds of things we would do like in the middle of the lobby, in the middle of the mall. Don't ask, people thought we were absolutely crazy. You go crazy too. All right, so I put some rice, probably too much. Take some out. These are little guys. Now I'm gonna put some lentils. Ah! Okay, note to self, make it on a different plate and then present it on the nice plate. All right, there we go. Okay, lentils, rice, lentils. Then I'm going to put, this one I'm going to put, did I taste with this one? I don't know. It's my family. If they don't like it, then we've got problems. Anyway, put some mango on there. And if your lentils are really hot in terms of hot, or your peppers are too hot, then you've got that there. I'm going to put some green onion. So pretty. I'm gonna put some cilantro, a few pieces of avocado. We've started to get fancier with our pictures on Instagram at Plant Trainers, but the truth is your food does not look like, need to look like that on a regular day, and that's why I actually didn't put in a lot of effort before in terms of making the picture look amazing, because I don't want you to feel like that's what your food has to look like when you put it down in front of your family. Your family should love your food no matter what. All right, taco number 1. rice, lentils, mango salsa, some avocado, but not too much, some green onions, and cilantro. What do you have to say about that, people? Let's see what you have to say about that. I love mango salsa, oil from the jalapeno. Yes, you'll take one fully loaded, and Joan also fully loaded. All right, let's see what we can do on the next one. I think on the next one, I'm gonna do it sans rice. Sans is really bad accent for none in French, without. Okay, so we got some good lentils going on there, but if we're gonna do all of it, then we gotta do it right. Okay. Some jalapeno up in there, some tomatoes. Tomato. Is tomato a vegetable or a fruit? Ha! Trick question, depends how you're looking at it. All right, green onion. Boop, boop, ba-doo. We could go over that back in the garden maybe sometime this summer. So let me know if you like these cooking demos, if they're helpful for you, if you think that they're helpful for other people you know. It's not too late to call someone in, just tag them below so that they can see the video, or share it when it's done, or share it out so that people can see it live now. Some avocado, some cilantro. I'll do this one with a touch of daya, just a touch of daya. Some mango salsa too. Some purple onion happening in there. Is that fully loaded? That's fully loaded. There you go. Okay, so this one's for someone. No, this one is for Joan and for Jessica. Who else wants to tell me how they have it? Should I make one for Taylor? Taylor? Okay, let's see what we do here. All right, little rice. And you could always leave out the rice if that's not something that works for you and your family, or you can mix the rice up with the lentils too. Okay, lentils. Here we go. If I were making a kid's one, I would probably make that much rice, one little layer of lentils, and then probably avocado, green onion, some mango salsa up in there. All right, we're going to end in a few minutes. So if you guys have any questions for me or anything that you want to talk about in a future episode, or if you want to know what's happening next on the Plant Trainers podcast, or if you want to know anything at all, then just ask, because I will answer. I'm an open book. Actually, next Tuesday on the Plant Trainers podcast, we have Matthew Prescott talking about how our food is the solution to our world's biggest problems. And that is a really, really powerful one. This week on the Plant Trainers podcast, we had Adam and I together talking about 5 steps to help you spring into summer. Because as we are mid-spring here, although it doesn't feel like it, but as we're mid-spring here, we have summer coming up, and some people have not been making as much progress or taking as much action in terms of their health goals, their quality of life goals. So we wanted to help you with that. Here we go. One for you. One for you. Is that beautiful? Is it beautiful? I could put jalapeno on this one. All right. Okay, looks delicious. Yes, looks delicious. Thanks. All right. Okay. So, again, feel free to share. Feel free to join us on Instagram at Plant Trainers, and let us know what you think. How do you like that? Woo, it's slippery sliding. Okay, thank you so much for spending time with me today. I am honored and humbled always when people come on to Facebook Live to see what's going on. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out, to PM me, or to put them on the Plant Trainers Facebook page. Or if you're watching from Healthy Plant-Based Families or any other group, you could put it in there for me as well. Just make sure to tag me so that I see it and I can answer it. We're going to choose a winner And our winner today is going to get our lunch guide. We have a lunch guide helping you to be a rock star parent, getting lunches ready, making sure that your kids are going to eat them. So maybe, Taylor, can you choose a winner for us today? Drum roll, and there's going to be a little bit of delay on that too. But I would love to hear who that's going to be. I'm very excited for whoever that is. Basically, it's all about communication with your children. It's all about being organized. It's all about knowing what's next and not scrambling first thing in the morning. So, Joan is today's winner. Woo! Awesome. So, Joan, feel free to PM me your email address and I will get that information out to you as soon as possible. Happy Cinco de Mayo on Saturday, everybody, and have an amazing week. I'll see you next week at 10 a.m. Eastern time for our Vegan Moms Mother's Day kind of little chat, and you'll hear more about what's coming up on there when I start putting out some little memes and posts for it. Okay, everybody, have a great day. Share the video and like us here on Plant Trainers.